Hey, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the new moon in Cancer. It's a sequel new moon on July 20th, but if you're seeing it, then it's for you. We had one on June 21st, and you don't often get a do-over, but because of the way that the planets are moving, we are having a sequel new moon in Cancer, and that is all about creating a space for you to perform acts of self-care, cleaning up your environment. I have a whole post on my Instagram that kind of describes a little bit about the new moon in Cancer, and the sequel new moon in Cancer is really cool because it gives you like a do-over in case you missed the first one or to continue that work. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot, or you can find me at notsomysticaltarot.com for personal private readings, etc. But we're going to go by each sign, and I will timestamp them in the description. Watch your moon and your rising sign as well, because it will really help give you a little bit more information. You're a lot more than just your sun sign, and if you don't know your moon and rising signs, there will be a link in the description below the timestamps that where you can put in your birth information, and it will lead you to your natal chart, and it will show you what your moon and rising sign are, among a bunch of other signs as well. So a bunch of other information, I should say, not signs, but other information. So feel free to check that stuff out, and otherwise we're just going to get started right now with Aries. We're going to just find out what is our focus for this new moon in Cancer. What do you need to focus on, Aries? Let me flip these over. I was working on a project, so I've got these kind of sorted in a weird way, and I want to make sure I really shuffle them. But this one is just coming out, the Three of Cups. Perfect for the new moon in Cancer. Really a time to examine your relationships, find out who is really part of my tribe, who are the people that truly support me, and put your focus there. Don't continue, if you have been, to focus on people who you're a friend to them, but they're not a friend to you. Really make sure that you are putting your energy and your focus in the people that lift you up and support you the way that you support them. Don't just give away who you are to a bunch of people who probably don't deserve it. And I'm going to get one supporting card for you as well in this. And we have the Lovers, just more confirmation here. Close relationship. This doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be a platonic relationship, sibling, just someone you're extremely close to. But it's just saying, really examine in your close relationships, Aries, who it is that you put this effort into, and who it is that you share with, and who you support, and do they support you back the same way? Are they part of your tribe, or are you just part of their support system? Really important to examine that for yourself during this time of self-care. All right, we're going to head to Gemini. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to head to Taurus. This is why I have to write them down, or I'll skip all over. It drives me crazy. So we're going to head to Taurus. Sun, moon, and rising. Taurus, we have the Nine of Wands, which is examining the way that you put yourself out into the world. The Nine of Wands comes before the Ten of Wands. And in this case, I think this is a wonderful card for self-reflection, because the Ten of Wands is the card where you see the person bent over with all the sticks on their back, and they're very burdened and very put upon, and really you want to take a good look right now. This is kind of something that's saying, hey, where are you putting forth a lot of effort in your life that's unwarranted, and something that it's kind of a waste of your time. Whatever you're doing in that respect, it's done and over with. The Nine is always like where you're like, oh, I don't know if I should move forward with that. Well, if you're feeling like that, maybe you shouldn't. Or if you have moved past that, then maybe it really truly is time that you let it be done. But either way, this is just a warning saying, hey, am I taking on too much? Because that 10 of Wands that you see, very often it is things that not other people have not put them upon you. You've picked them up here and there as you've gone through life, and now you're carrying all these burdens and all this stuff that doesn't belong to you. So this is just kind of this is sort of a reminder saying, hey, let's examine what are these burdens we're carrying and why, and do I need to be carrying them anymore? Do they even belong to me? Our second card, because I'd like to get a little clarifier here, is the Temperance card. Temperance is wonderful for this sign in this time in our lives too, because temperance is about creating an equal emotional balance in all of your pursuits. So this is it's just reinforcing that the burden needs to be equal. Are you carrying all of your family's burdens and dramas and traumas? Are you taking on everyone else's burdens that they should be caring about, or are you not having any help? This is just a time you want to really re-examine your priorities. You want to examine where you're putting forth your effort, and is it something that's benefiting you at all? And I'm not saying you need to be selfish, but there is that point where you're doing everything for everyone and you're not being cared for. So this is just a time to just stop, realign, make sure that you're creating a balance in your life for you first, because when you come from a place of balance, it's much easier for you to care for other people, which is something that you do enjoy doing. That's part of who you are. But coming from a place where you're not balanced, or you're feeling afraid that you just can't take anything else on, that's not the way to do it. So that is where you're going to focus for your self-care at this time. We'll move on to our Geminis. What do we have for Gemini? This new moon in Cancer. The King of Cups, Gemini. This is a time for you to sit back and evaluate where you are emotionally in your relationships, in all of them. This also signifies that you probably are in a decent place, and depending on, being the Gemini, you are the twins, so some days things are great. I think you have a very opposite relationship. Either things are wonderful, like this King of Cups, or I can't do this anymore. Exactly the opposite. But this is what you're striving for. So you want to take a look at all of your relationships, and also, because we're talking about self-care, the way that you care for yourself. And you want to evaluate, am I being fulfilled by doing these things? Am I doing things that give me this feeling of being fulfilled and at a very high emotional vibration? Or am I doing things that put me at a very low vibration and are very unpleasing to me? Because you have to be able to look at your relationships and look at where you put your emotional efforts. Being an air sign, your emotional efforts are not that they don't come easy to you, but you're very, I don't want to use the word miserly, but you're very careful about who you involve emotionally, who you involve yourself with, and who you allow to be involved emotionally in your life. So you really want to make sure that the people are on that same high vibration. You don't want to involve low vibration people in your life, so you tend to hang back. But this is a place that you enjoy when you feel comfortable. Your clarifying card that you get is the Lovers, and this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a relationship where you're just very, very close to someone. It can be platonic. It can even be a really close colleague, work friend, sibling, cousin, aunt, mother, father. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship, but it's someone that you're heart bonded to. And again, really examine that relationship and the other relationships that you're considering, and determine if it is, I hate to say it like this, if it's worth it to you. Because some relationships just simply aren't worth it. So I think it's really important for you to examine that at this time. And we will move on to our Cancers. New moon in Cancer for our Cancers. This is deep for you guys. I have a Cancer moon, so I get it. What do we have for our Cancers? We've got right here, flying out. We have the Eight of Cups. It's so funny, the cards that are coming up here, because they're all related to this sort of thing. The Eight of Cups for you, Cancer, is about being able to appreciate the things that happened here with these 8 cups, but also knowing when it's time to go. And I get that it's a bittersweet feeling. These things served a purpose at some point for you, but this new moon in Cancer for you is going to be about learning to release the things that don't serve you anymore, have gratitude for them, feel thankful for those experiences, for those people, for those times, those relationships, but know now that you're moving to something else, that it's time for you. Yeah, I keep hearing time for me to fly, you know, that song, Time for Me to Fly. Is it like REO Speedwagon? I'm showing my age now, huh? But anyways, yeah, that's what I mean. It's time for you to fly. It's just time to go. It's done. And sometimes when it's done, it's done. Feel gratitude for that. You don't have to be angry. Like, you don't want to focus your energy backward to where you're feeling like angry. Like, yeah, I'm glad I'm getting rid of this. I'm glad I'm leaving this behind, because your focus needs to be forward. This person is heading somewhere else. They're not even turned and looking back. They're headed to something better. So this is like, you knew at the time you did the best that you knew to do, and now you know better. That's all that is. So be appreciative of the stuff that happened here, but know that now it's time. You're going to kind of close one door and you're going to head in a different direction. And we're going to get a clarifying card here to kind of help us with this. Oh, okay. Well, you've got two, so I'm going to give them both to you. I don't want to make this super long, but we're just going to go there. You've got the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Seven of Swords, sometimes people say that could be about like cheating. Yes and no. A lot of times it's also, to me, it has something to do with like social media and about keeping some of your decisions to yourself and some of your decisions quiet. Now, it can be in reference to some of these 8 cups that you are leaving behind here. And it can say maybe there were some experiences where you weren't quite told the whole truth. Maybe that is the case. And in any case, this is not an event. What you're doing here is not an event for social media. I always feel like this when I see the Seven of Swords, is that it's something that you can just keep to yourself. It's private. You don't need to put this on your social media. I'm walking away. I'm leaving behind, blah, blah, blah. You know, this is about you and who you are inside. It really isn't about you putting it out there for everyone to see. Not that you would, but just if you, in the off chance that you might feel so led, please rethink that. And like I said, in these 8 cups, even if there is some deceit or some things that didn't go in a way that you would be proud of, or the person in the relationship with you would be proud of, you learned from them, and that's all that matters. And when you have this Queen, you go from the 8 all the way up to the Queen. You progress, and that's all that really matters. This kind of says this is where you're going. This is where you were, and this is where you're going. You know a lot more now than you did then, right? You do the best you can at the time, and when you know better, you do better, and that's what we're seeing here, Cancer. And it's fitting that you had the extra cards because it's a new moon in Cancer, right? All right, we're going to move on to our Leos. All right, Leo, what do we have for our Leos at this new moon in Cancer? We have got the 5 of Cups. This is just, it's so funny. I don't want to say funny, haha, but funny weird. Like, there's all this emotional stuff in this new moon in Cancer, and it's coming up for like every single sign. So anyways, Leo, this is a point where you're going to be asked for your own personal well-being and your own personal self-care. You may have had some things that either have not gone well in your recent past, or things that you've been holding a grudge about. You're focused on these 3 cups. They're empty. They're spilled out. You know, it's done and over there. But if you can see here, if you look behind you, you've got 2 cups that are upright and that are full. So, you know, you may have had some things that went in a way that you are not happy about. And we've all had that stuff happen. But this is a time now where you don't want to focus in that area. Try to find a way to like take a deep breath and turn and look at these 2 cups that are full. It might even involve you writing down. Leos are, you know, you're a fire sign. You like to take action. Maybe the action that you could take is to write down these things and even ritualistically get rid of them. Maybe write them all out and why you're upset and why you didn't think that was right. And like I said, these can be from a long time ago or they can be recent, but either way, you're holding on to them and it's time for them to go. Write them all down and then either, you know, burn them, throw them away, drop them in the shredder, whatever works for you. And then you're going to want to write down the things that you are grateful for, the things you have gratitude for, and the things you want to focus on moving forward. And that's an incredible act of self-care. That's something that you can give yourself over this new moon in Cancer that will really benefit you. How funny. You have the sun coming up. Brand new day, brand new start. So you know what? This is the time. This is the time to make that break. Make that break from this stuff and just let it go because it doesn't serve you. It's spilled out, it's empty, and it's gone. If you focus on empty things and empty experiences, there's no point in that. focus on the good things, on the wonderful things that are happening. And like I said here, you have the sun, so let the sun cover up all that stuff that doesn't matter anymore, and focus on a brand new day, brand new things, what you are grateful for, the things that are working out well for you. Focus yourself in that direction. That's going to give you the most benefit. All right, we'll move on to our Virgos. New moon in Cancer for our Virgos. I have so many Virgos around me. I always think of all of you. I think of all of my friends and clients and just everyone that I know. I always think of all of you when I do these readings. So if you think it might be for you, it most likely is. All right, Virgo. New moon in Cancer. Two of Wands. This is a really nice card for you, Virgo. You very often are very focused on what everyone around you needs, what other people need, how you can benefit other people, what can you do. And I mean, even here you have this little globe here, what's the global perspective? How can I do the greatest good? In this instance though, you also, it's a time to just focus on you. And this is not a long-range planning card. This is kind of a like, what will feel good right now for me card. You, Virgo, often are so focused on what everyone else might need, how I can do things for other people, how I can take care of other people. This is like a short-term kind of goal card. So to me, it just says, hey, how can I do some things that I'm going to really benefit from? How can I do some things that in my future will make me feel really good in the immediate future, not like down the road, and not sowing the seeds of all these things I'm going to need, way off in the future and what everybody else will need, but really what will I need for me right now? What can I do that's going to really make me feel good? And in the immediate future, not in the long range future. All right, you got one flying out, which I think was an accident, and then this one that came out, which is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is about being kind of sometimes bored or just uninterested. And this is a time for you to become interested in you and in what you need. Sometimes you just get so overwhelmed with everybody else's needs and what other people want, and it's kind of a time for you to speak up and say, okay, this is what I need. Whatever people just offer you, like the universe is like, here's this cup, and you're like, I don't even want that, like, no thanks. If you're feeling like that, that's especially a time when it's important to examine, what is it that I want out of these next few weeks or month or the rest of this summer? What do I want? That's the thing, because when you don't focus on you enough, sometimes you don't even know what you want, and everything, even wonderful things that are offered, you're like, I don't know, I don't care, whatever. So take this time and really focus on you, what you want, and what you need in your immediate future, not what everybody else needs. It's really important that you put the care and focus into yourself, which is not a surprising Virgo forecast. All right, we're going to move on to our Libras. What do we have for Libra? This new moon in Cancer. Ten of Wands, Libra. Here's your permission. Put it down. Whatever it is, put it down. That's your act of self-care. And I often say, I try to explain these cards sometimes. I used to be a teacher, so I don't know, I feel the need to always explain, maybe more than is necessary. But a lot of times these burdens, these are things we pick up ourselves. We being an air sign, I'm an air sign too. Being an air sign, you tend to think quickly, and you see problems and you say, oh, let me fix that. Oh, I know how to fix that. Oh, I'll help you. And then you get home and you think, oh my gosh, I don't even have time to get my own stuff done. And now I've picked up all this extra crap, but now I can't say no because I know how to fix it. Well, just because you know how to fix it doesn't mean that it's your job to fix it. So Libra, I think at this point, it's time to really examine what you have going on and put some of those burdens down. You don't need to carry all of these things. These don't all belong to you. You may have a few of them that are legit yours, but usually a lot of these are things you've just picked up because you know you can do them. You know you have the ability to solve the problem. You know you have the ability to make a difference, or you have the ability to make something happen for someone else. But just because you have the ability doesn't mean that you have to do this. So I'd like you to examine the different things that you have held yourself somehow responsible for, and determine if it's really important that you carry all of these burdens. I'm going to get a card to clarify. Ooh. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Wonderful card for you right now too, because the Wheel of Fortune is kind of a, how do I say, kind of like every opportunity is available to you, but you are the person that authors those opportunities. Whether good things or bad things come to you, good luck is always wanting to give itself to you. But if you keep yourself burdened down with all this stuff, and especially this is like very earthly stuff, and you're kind of like super cerebral, so keeping yourself like really earthbound with all this stuff, I keep hearing this crap you're carrying, whether it's clutter in your house or whatever, clutter at your job, emotional clutter, other people's drama, other responsibilities you've given yourself that don't belong to you. Give this stuff back, because it masks this. This is the, hey, good luck is coming to you. Hey, you have good things happening for you, but you're so busy carrying this and looking down and trying not to fall over that you're going to miss all this stuff. So put this stuff down. Look for the opportunities that are coming for you, because there are a lot of them. And in a way, that's your act of self-care, is releasing these things and looking for the things that will benefit you. And it doesn't mean you're selfish. It just means enough with everybody else and everybody's problems. People come to you, they want your help, they want your good mood, they want your good feelings, they want your advice. But there comes a point where enough is enough, and it's time to just say, thanks anyways. I'm gonna pursue some things on my own. And that's perfectly okay. We're gonna move on to our Scorpios. New moon in Cancer for our Scorpios. We have got the Page of Wands. So you're getting a message here. Pages are messengers. You're getting a message that it's time to take some action. What is going on with you that you need to act upon? Do you have a personal space in your home that needs attention? Do you even have a personal space that you can just call your own? This is a really important thing in the Cancer new moon, is that you have a place where you feel you can create. It doesn't have to be that you have to become an artist, and maybe you just like to read, or you like to write, or you like to make digital art, whatever it is. It might just be a little chair that you have in the corner with a little table to put a cup of coffee or tea or a snack on, and just a small little area. It doesn't have to be a whole room in your home. I mean, we don't all have that ability to have that much space, but this is saying it's time for you to create. It's time for you to make a space to create, and this new moon in Cancer is the ultimate opportunity for that. So take the time and take some time out for yourself. You are worthy of such an endeavor. And I know, being a Scorpio, I have a Scorpio rising. A lot of times you get very emotionally involved with a lot of other people and a lot of other people's stuff and what they need, and they're upset and whatever they got going on. This is saying it's time to take some action in your own direction. So all the effort that you put in is wonderful, and it's beautiful, and it's helpful, but it's time to take some action towards yourself. And that's, the page is bringing you a message saying today's the day. Take some time, even if it's, set a timer if you have to. If you're very busy or with a lot of different things, set a timer for a half an hour and carve out a little space that belongs just to you. Even if it's a space you have to put away. And I will say, a little over a year ago, my husband and I got rid of our house and vehicles, a lot of them, sold businesses, just released a lot of material things, and we moved into our Class A RV. And I had a loft where all my tarot stuff lived. And of course, I'm Scorpio rising, so I have to give you this story, but I had this loft where all my tarot stuff lived, and it was a wonderful little space, and I loved it. And it's gone, and I'm still bemoaning that and mourning it, and it's silly because it's never going to come back. Other people live there now, but I need to carve out a small space here, and my space needs to be a space that I can put away and take out, and that's what I've been doing, and it is really nice. And this weekend, I'm going to find some time I do have to work today, but I'm going to find some time to enhance the way that I care for my even small little space that I do have to put away and set up whenever I want to create. So you are not alone. This is not an easy thing. Let's get a card to kind of clarify this. Sorry for the story, but it just happens. You get the moon. You know what? Things are not always as they seem. Just like I was saying, maybe I don't have enough time to create a space. I don't have enough room to create a space. I don't have the money to redecorate and create a space for myself. That is absolutely untrue. You don't need to spend 1 cent. It doesn't cost a thing to clean out a small corner and put a big fluffy pillow on the floor and pull the lamp over, or burn a nice candle. It doesn't cost a thing. So you have the money. Everybody's got a half an hour that you waste scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or arguing, about some horrible thing online with someone that doesn't matter. We all have that. So do not allow the thoughts in your head and the I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should take care of something else. Don't allow that. Take the action and create the space for yourself this weekend. I really feel like an action needs to be taken, not just the thought of wouldn't it be nice if I, wouldn't it be cool if I could, wouldn't it be great if I did, maybe someone will do it for me. No one's going to do it for you. So it's time for you to take this action yourself and create that space, create that beautiful space so that you can create the things, or just nurture yourself in whatever way. Even if you just take a nice bath with bath salts and a nice music, whatever it might be, it doesn't matter as long as it is relevant to you and what you enjoy. All right, then. We'll move on to our Sagittarians for this new moon in Cancer. The 10 of Swords, Sagittarius. This is about the biggest self-love you can give. This is 10 of Swords. Swords are a lot of times something that you've gone over in your head over and over and over again. It's time this weekend to find some way to let that go. Something that was incredibly hurtful, painful, something that you can't quite stop ruminating over. It doesn't have to even be recent, and it could even be something that you don't think you notice that much. Give yourself a few minutes to kind of meditate on that. What is something that has just devastated you and just caused you such pain? This is a weekend that you need to release that. And we talk a little bit about creating a safe space, or creating a space for you to be comfortable, and that a space that nurtures you. Maybe if you can carve out that space and spend some time there, figure out what it is, what things need to be released, what things need to be let go of at this time. What's a negative connotation to you spending time on yourself even? It could be anything like that, but there is something that it just needs to be let go. And if that involves you writing a letter to get the thoughts out of your head, I would maybe not send the letter. I might burn the letter, destroy the letter, but whatever it is, find that safe space, discuss it with yourself, get the thoughts out of your head, and find a way to make this over, because the 10 is about closure. This can be an intense hurt, pain, anguish, anxiety. It could even be anxiety, of course, with all the things going on in the world. There's an awful lot of anxiety, but it is at this point for you to understand that it is not your responsibility to harbor this and to carry this any longer. So this is a weekend about releasing that pain and that, frankly, that trauma. And you know what? It doesn't matter what it is. If it's traumatic to you, then it's traumatic, and that's it. It doesn't matter. The one card you get that flips right out here, it flipped right out, so I'm just going to do it, is the 8 of Swords. And that's saying it's something that's been kind of in the background, and you're like, yeah, I know, no, I can't. And that's the thing. You've known it was there. You wear the blindfold because you don't want to see it, and you say, I can't deal with this right now because I just can't, because of this, that, or the other thing. The only reason you can't deal with it is because you're choosing not to. So at this point, it's just time. Take the blindfold off, walk around these other swords, take yourself here, do whatever you need to do to release this, get rid of it, and move on. Set yourself free. This new moon in Cancer is about you finding a way to set yourself free from this permanently. This is not something to be revisited again. The 10 is closure. It's over and it's done. This is the point. It is time to set yourself free from whatever this thing is. Please, just be done with it. Be done with it. That's all I can say. I don't know. I feel like almost like super upset. So whatever this is, it's incredibly painful, and you can't carry this around anymore. So just let it go. Let it go and be done with it. All right, we're going to move on to our, I can't even breathe, to our Capricorns. What do we have for our Capricorns? Eight of Wands. Whatever it is you decide to do for yourself this weekend, do it with fervor. Whatever self-care ritual you decide to do, put every effort that you have into it, and all of that energy will be returned to you. The Eight of Wands is an extreme amount, a show of force by the universe, an extreme amount of energy. Take that, set an intention, take a few minutes of quiet time, and really think about what it is that you need. Ask the universe, what do I need? You are an earth sign, and so often you get very mired in the practical. This is dirty, this is broken, I have to go to work, I have to pay my bills, I pay my taxes and then I die. Very practical. But at this point, it's really time to take like a really deep breath, close your eyes and say, okay, what do I need right now? And when you hear that, no matter how silly it sounds to you, say, okay, be willing to embrace the bizarre. Maybe, who knows what you hear? Maybe, you hear you need, I don't know, to cook a nice meal. Then you know what? As an act of self-care, find a recipe online that sounds so pleasing to you and go and buy all of the things and come home and make it with the utmost care and enjoy the heck out of it. That's just an example. But I'm saying it can be anything. Nothing is too big or too small for you to put this kind of energy toward, because it will be returned to you tenfold. So really put that effort in whatever it is that's just going to please you. Do that thing, and just know that you will get so much back for the effort that you put in. And especially, like I can say, this is a time for you to do something that cares for you deeply. It cares for you and about you, and it really is just about you. This is so funny. The card that you guys get is the Nine of Pentacles, and you are the Pentacles. You are the earth side. And so this is wonderful, because this will set your mind at ease. This is not a frivolous act. This will reward you greatly. You will be able to reap some tangible, because, Pentacles, tangible. This is all about the tangible. You will be able to reap some tangible rewards from this. You will be able to put your hands on, and that's why I even use the example of like creating a wonderful meal. I don't know, maybe it'll jazz you up to redo your budget or refinance your house. I don't know. Whatever it is, put all of the effort into it, and there will be a tangible reward for you coming back. And you know what? For the earth signs, that's actually a really beautiful thing, because it's very grounding for you. And you really require that need. You have that need to be grounded and to feel connected to stability and to something that you can see, smell, taste, touch, hear, whatever the case may be. So please do whatever this thing is. And then if you get a chance, like, you can private message me, but let me know what the reward was that you got back, because I would be so interested to hear that. Okay. We're gonna move on to the Aquarians. See what we get with this new moon in Cancer. And I'm an Aquarius, so it's super weird for me, and I have a Cancer moon, so like, anyway. All right, let's see what we get for Aquarians with this new moon in Cancer. Okay, I feel like it's one card, but then I see this other card, and I think it's that, so. Okay, we get the moon card. Things are not as they seem, okay? And with an Aquarius, you have an air sign. Up in your head, you're on this ethereal plane, you're in la la land, you're thinking 1,000 miles an hour, and what comes in, I don't have time. I can't get that done. People will think I'm crazy. That seems silly. The thoughts that you get into your crazy Aquarius brain, which I have one, so I can say that, They are not all true, okay? Just because you thought it doesn't mean it's true. And I think when it comes to self-care, I was talking with the Libras about this a little bit. Oftentimes, because you are an air sign, people come to you, they have problems, and you are fast thinking. So oh, I can fix that. I can help you. I can do that for you. Let me help you. Let me assist you. Let me tell you how to fix your life. This is not your problem this weekend, okay? You don't have any responsibility to any of these other people. Your responsibility during this new moon in Cancer is solely to you. Yes, if you have a job, I mean, I have to work today, so I'm going to go to work, and when I'm done with work, though, and a few other things, like laundry, when I'm done with all of that, then it's going to be time for me to focus on some things that I need to take care of. This is so hard because your brain goes 1,000 miles an hour with all of the things you need to do. And let me tell you, it's not always telling you the truth. What's the most important thing to do is not believe that. Not believe, like I say, things are not always as they seem. If you shine the light on those thoughts that say, I don't have enough time, you know what, you have better things you could be doing. That sounds so silly. Why would you waste your time sitting out under the moonlight? Why would you set intentions and write a gratitude journal? Why would you reorganize your tarot space or your crystal space? Or why would you make a reading nook just for you? Why would you do any of these things? That's frivolous and silly. No, it's not. So don't believe those logical, practical thoughts when they come into your head, because that's not the truth. And that's just something that we do as Aquarians, because we can be, people think we're in like outer space and we're in la la land, but we're not. We're very practical. And we, like I said, we often assume a lot of other people's problems. And this is not the weekend to focus on that. The card we have for us is the Ace of Cups, the clarifying card. This is an opportunity for you to open yourself up emotionally. New moon in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. Emotions, scary, horrible, I know. But you know what? There's a reason that this is all coming together at this time. And even my own brain goes, oh, I don't want to do that. I will set up a nice little space for myself, and I'll get some practical things. I'll check off everything on my list, but open myself emotionally? Oh, that seems weird. No, thank you. I'll take a hard pass on the emotional openness today. You know what? No. Please. Put yourself out there. Maybe you need to tell a loved one, hey, you know what? I need some space of my own. I need to be able to create something that's important to me. I know it sounds silly to you, but this is what I need. You know what? What's funny is that's not how it seems. I will give you the exact example. My husband is a Virgo. He's an earth sign. He's very practical. He's very pragmatic. He has a plan. He is not all woo-woo. He supports me fully in what I do, but he's like, I don't really get it, but hey, people seem to like you, so I support you. He'll help me if I need something done or to whatever. He's good like that. But he doesn't really get it. So I think, well, I don't want to tell him that I need to create a sacred space for my tarot. He'd be like, but that's not the case. He's like, okay, honey, what do you need? Tell me what you want. I support you. I want to help you. We just tend to think like if we open ourselves up and tell people who we are and the dreams that we have, that people will be like, you are out of your mind. Well, let me tell you something, Aqua. If that happens, then those people aren't for you. They don't deserve you. So surround yourself with people who don't make this come true, okay? That's your goal this weekend. Open yourself up. Find some gratitude for yourself. Let go of all the other stuff that everybody wants you to do for them, and slow those thoughts down. The negative thoughts or the thoughts that really aren't true, test those thoughts out. Are they really true? Probably not. And take some time for you. Create a sacred and a beautiful space for you to do the things that make you happy, okay? All right, and we're going to finish it up with our last but not least beloved Pisces. What do we have for our Pisces? It's a new moon in Cancer. The King of Cups. Pisces, you are the Cups energy. This just says it's time for you to nurture yourself. Bring yourself back up to this high vibration, because the King of Cups is the highest vibration that you can have in that suit. He's at the very top. So if there have been things that have been lowering your vibration lately, it's really important to stop and evaluate where you are spending your emotional allowance. What are you doing with your time? Are you nurturing yourself, or are you nurturing everybody around you? And it's very easy for that to happen. But in this case, this is an indicator that it's time to bring yourself up to this high vibration. That's, I keep feeling that you have given and given and given. You've been nurturing and caring and emotional, and you've been listening to people, and you know, the things that are happening in the world are very stressful, and I feel like you've taken them very personally, and they affected you this weekend. And during this new moon time, it's really important that you find a way to renew yourself. You have creative outlets. It's important to pursue them so that you can, again, like I said, elevate yourself up to this really high vibration. That's where you belong, and that's where you function best. And a low vibration is not going to suit you. It will just make you so sad. So whatever you need to do, if you have a space that's a place that you create, please retreat to that space until you feel like you are full again. If you don't have a space, it's time to create one. And I've told people, please don't think you need to go out and redecorate a whole room. It's nothing like that. Maybe you just have a little corner where you lay out a yoga mat and throw a candle down and sit and meditate for a few minutes with some nice music on. You don't have to, this doesn't have to be a project. Just take some time to raise your vibration. Oh, I love this. The card that you get is the Star. The Star is a little woo-woo, right? But it's everything that you want to be, do, and have. This is the card of the Aquarians, which are right next to you in the zodiac. And the Aquarians are, they're air signs. They're up in their head. This is saying, take some time away. Get up in your head. Take some time to think about, this is the card of big dreams. I'm interrupting myself. What do I want to be, do, and have? What are the things that if I could have anything in the world, what would it be? And you know what? Maybe if you meditate for a little bit and you take yourself to that place, that beautiful place of, this is where I would be. If I could be anywhere, I would be right here. And take yourself there, and it helps you raise your vibration. If you have a place in your home or a place you can go that you know automatically does this, go there. And then think about these things. Or create that small space. Take a few minutes. I don't care if you got kids running around. You need to lock yourself in the bathroom. Turn the shower on, lock yourself in the bathroom, sit on the floor without any interruption, and just go, okay, I need some time to myself. And just breathe in that time, even if it's 5 minutes, and take that time to yourself, especially with water. Water is a big thing. I don't know why I'm getting that for you, especially Pisces, but if you can find a way to take like a very hot bath with like crystals or candles or bath salts or soaps that you really enjoy, scents that you like, whatever, sprinkle some herbs in the tub, float the lavender, I don't care what you do. Do something that ritually like cleanses you and just makes you feel whole again. I have a friend, and if she's watching, she'll laugh. She's forever in the shower. She's Pisces, right? Okay, do that. Take a long hot shower, condition your hair, I don't care. Do something that raises your vibration back up, because if you cannot put yourself here, every day is just such a struggle for you. So remember, keep all this, whatever I want to be, do, and have, keep that up here, and really look to how you can fulfill that moving forward in your life. And I know it sounds like very woo-woo, but for you, it's really not. It's really important that you have a focus on these things that you want to be, do, and have, and these things that you love, or you just will never feel like you have that high vibration that you require. So that is all I have. Again, watch your moon and rising signs. It may give you a little more clarification on best ways to serve yourself in this next day or two. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.